Parishioners came together for Sunday service at Southwest Portland's First United Methodist Church and found their denomination at a crossroads.
We may be moving to separate from our brothers and sisters in Christ.
A proposal to resolve a decades-long dispute over gay marriage and gay clergy would create a new conservative denomination, splitting from the church.
There's always sadness when a body chooses to exit from a church. Personally, I'm not convinced it will be a large body exiting.
The topic is under a spotlight worldwide. Here is no exception.
LGBTQIAP+. Dear God, we keep adding letters and losing churches. And both the letters and the churches represent people.
First United is known for their inclusivity, and Pastor Donna Pritchard is an advocate of that message.
We will not change who we are. I have been saying that, and the congregation has been affirming that all along, that we will continue to be open to all persons.
Now, this is not a new issue for the United Methodist Church. Members of the 13 million person denomination have been at odds for years, and the rift over LGBTQ inclusion grew even wider in February 2019. The church rejected a move to ease the faith's ban on same-sex marriage and LGBTQ clergy. But people like Pastor Pritchard have vowed to continue that fight. Now, nearly a year later, a new proposal. It is called a Protocol of Reconciliation and Grace Through Separation. Under the proposal, traditional Methodists opposed to gay marriage and clergy will form a new denomination while retaining their assets, plus an extra $25 million from UMC over the next 4 years. A final vote on this is expected in May.
It's been a long time in the making. I've lived my entire life with this unrest, this unease in the United Methodist Church.
Paul Nickel is a third-generation member of the United Methodist Church. He married his partner right here in the cathedral.
So you're very much a part of the congregation.
A man of faith, but also of struggle in that journey. He remembers clearly at age 17 when the church changed its language, denouncing homosexuality. He says this proposal feels like a bookend.
I've finally lived my entire adult life. I'm almost 65, and we're getting to the other part of the bookend where we're going to, I think, finally close the chapter on this discussion.
United Methodist Church.
After Sunday's service, Nickel and many others had questions.
Is that true? I mean, how did we get from there to here?
Well, Pritchard says the majority of traditional Methodists are in Africa, the Philippines, and the southeastern U.S. There are churches here in Oregon that may share the traditionalist values. Now, everyone is looking ahead to that historic decision in May.
My hope would be that if we allow each other some space at this time, there will be an opportunity to come back together at some point.
In Portland, Brittany Folkers, KGW News.